Here you go, Pat.
Okay. Welcome everybody to the Nipissing Township Museum Board meeting. It's Wednesday, July 10th, 2024, 6:30 start. First off, I'd like to see if there's any disclosures of pecuniary interest. None? Okay. So if I could get a motion to approve the minutes of the board meeting held June 5th, 2024, Dave and Rob. That we motion that we approve the minutes of the Nipissing Township Museum Board meeting held June 5th, 2024 as presented. Moved by Dave, seconded by Rob. All in favor? Carried. Second. Okay. Staff updates.
All right, so I have some financial and visitor statistics for everyone. So the revenue from June totaled $471.03. So $179.85 was candy, $68.50 was merchandise, so gifts, clothing, books, etc. And then $222.68 was donations. And so including the revenue from July, the total to date is $709.78. And for visitors, in June, we had 54 visitors who came just to the museum, 1 that came just to the gift shop, 23 that came to both parts of the facility. So the total is 77 people in June, including the visitors in July so far. We've had 94 visitors to date. So some of that has been individual groups coming on our regular open days, but that also includes a few special tours. So June 19th, the museum was open for a special tour for the Provost Club. So it was a club to provide fellowship, friendship, and fun for folks in their retirement or semi-retirement years. And there were 27 visitors from that. And then on June 21st, we opened the museum up for Mrs. Hyatt's kindergarten class. So the students sort of got a very brief tour, and then they had some activities, including a scavenger hunt and an opportunity to handle some of the sturdier artifacts with gloves. Mrs. Hyatt dropped by the museum this weekend to drop off a thank you note and a donation on behalf of her class as well. And special thank you to Steve for volunteering with both groups.
It was fun.
It was fun. Yeah. So that's it for that stuff. I've got some posters with me today. So you should have one in your agenda package, which is the shared events poster. So it includes events from not only our museum, but also from the Command Museum and from the Recreation Committee. So these are to go specifically to the tourist camps and cottages. I have sent out emails asking who would be willing to display these, and I've had a few responses already. So if anyone is willing to help drop these off, I have some envelopes here. Just come talk to me at the end of the meeting. Otherwise,
Are you gonna give us a list of where we have to go?
I would, yes.
Jillian.
Yes.
Does that coincide with this one here as well? The flyers that we've been putting up?
Kind of. This one also includes the recreation
Oh, I see.
events.
Right. Okay.
And it has more details about where and when and what is going on. So we also have a Heritage Day poster. So this is more for posting at stores, post offices, restaurants, etc. So I have those printed as well. with a list. Again, if anyone's willing to help distribute them, just come talk to me at the end. They're ready to go. So yeah, so the Heritage Day one, I don't think that was part of the agenda package, but I can pass a copy around just so you can see it. So this is just our museum. This isn't a shared one. So, on that note, the students have been working very diligently. Our first few weekends were relatively quiet, which was a good opportunity for them to learn their tour and to get started working on their exhibits. So these will all be installed for Heritage, in time for Heritage Day, at least that is the hope. So the subjects they've chosen, one of them is working on hunting in the township and sort of land biodiversity. And the other student is working on Lake Nipissing and the biodiversity of the waterways. We'll also have an exhibit for the Rosso Nipissing Road, which is going to incorporate those heritage families to go along with the Heritage Day theme, and the Nipissing General Store through the years, since we do have that more family donation that has been sort of floating around various places in the museum, but we're going to tie it together with an exhibit in the gift shop. I've also swapped out the number of artifacts in the church displays for items that have been housed in this showroom. So there's a few things that are a little bit different and moved around from what you might remember. And along with those exhibits, the students are in the process of designing some educational games. So they've got 2 projects going right now. One is a snakes and ladders game that will include photographs of landmarks and sort of historical information, stories, which we're going to incorporate in the game mechanics. So in a snakes and ladders game, if you go on a square that has a ladder, you go up. So instead of it just being a ladder, it's going to be, you know, this is something that happened to you, advance this many, like advance up to the square or something. So based on actual experiences in the township of people. So it'll be sort of a way for visitors to engage with the history. And it's going to focus mainly on the period of time that the Rosso Nipissing Road and Heritage Families exhibits are based around. So it's going to be tied directly to that. And then they're also designing a card game that incorporates information on the ecology of the township and area. So that will complement the exhibits that they're currently working on, or are actually nearly finished. So they're doing a really good job so far. So yeah, so the idea is that these will be available for visitors to play with during the regular season as well as at the events. And then, if possible, we might try and include a card game that we can print sort of from the township as a silent auction item at Heritage Day, or a prize for the end of season fall community celebrations. So the other thing that we've got going at the moment is we do have a hands-on interactive exhibit, as it were. So we've got some fabric scraps, and we're recreating a crazy quilt, which was, you know, a way of using up scraps and old clothing and things like that, like reusing, recycling, putting it to use. But it's very easy for anyone with no experience. The kids so far have been quite interested. We've had quite a, like, of the number of visitors that we've had quite a few that have added a piece or told us what piece they want us to add. So it's been an interesting one in that sense so far. Again, if it's finished in time for the Fall Fest, it will be given away as a prize. So, Heritage Day. I've talked to the Jay Houston Band. They'll provide live music for 3 hours at the same cost as bands have done in previous years. And so the next thing is the barbecue. So if we could decide on quantities and prices, so we can start getting that organized, that would be great. Based on previous years, my suggestion would be 40 sausages, 30 hamburgers, and 24 hot dogs. And to skip the cheese, because we only had a few slices that got used last year. And
We
then,
bought a lot of cheese for that too, didn't we? Like, we bought that.
so we'll just skip that this year. And you know, the normal toppings like ketchup, mustard, relish, maybe lettuce and tomato. So, and last year, the hamburgers and sausages were priced at $8 each and hot dogs at $5 each. And that all included a cold drink. So people had a choice of water, pop, or an iced tea. Would the board like to change that price in any way or keep those the same?
What is your opinion? It was $8. What'd you say? $8 including a drink, hot dogs, $5 including a drink, so.
So that price has been the same for the past, I believe, 2 years, and before that, it was a little bit lower.
Has the price gone up that much that it would be prohibitive to leave it the same?
I don't think so. I'd be content to leave it the
Let's
same, but
leave
if
it
that's what you folks.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what
So
I'm
it's
We
good
want
for
it to be
everybody.
affordable if somebody's buying for a family.
Exactly.
okay. So I have a motion here. So to keep it the same for option one, there's actually two options. I'll read them out. Option one, that the Heritage Day, we continue to offer hamburgers and sausage for $8, including a drink, and hot dogs for $5, including a drink, the same prices in previous years. Option two, that we increase the cost of hamburgers and sausage with the drink to whatever, and hot dogs and drink to whatever for Heritage Day 2024. So we said option one?
Option one.
Okay, so can I get a mover to Dave and seconder? Second, Mary, okay. So moved by Dave, seconded by Mary, option one, that the Heritage Day, we continue to offer hamburgers and sausage for $8, including a drink, and hot dogs for $5, including a drink, the same prices in previous years. All in favor? Carried.
That looks very nice. It looks like 100 years old, like something antique, but it's new. It has that look to it too.
Thank you. So I haven't mentioned it yet, but I did start passing around the volunteer sign-up sheet. So,
Stop here.
so
Bobby's gonna do everything, that's why she's holding on to it.
So if you know you're going to be available and you would like to help out, if you just want to write your name in the section where you prefer to be, or just a little note at the bottom of the paper, you know, about what you're available or what you're interested in doing, that would be great. And then I'll be able to fill in the rest of the spaces with hopefully some of our other volunteers.
Because I won't be here for Fall Fest. I mean, I'll be there, but I won't be. Because I got told I had to do a yard sale.
Oh. Okay, so you'll be there. So it's actually,
I won't be there to do anything.
no, that's okay.
You've seen
Okay.
this.
So we have sort of spoken about changing the name. So it's sort of become the Fall Community Celebrations. This is gonna tie it a little bit more closely with the Recreation Committee and hopefully minimize any confusion. The first year when we did this event and it was on the same day as the Recreation Committee's trunk sale, we had a few vendors that were going to the wrong spots. They had different time. So we're just gonna sort of tie it all together. And, yeah, so, I guess, Tim and Steve, if you want to talk a little bit about what the rec committee's got going on for that, just so it makes a little bit more sense.
So,
You have more on that than I would.
yeah, so for the trunk sale, they'll offer, I believe they have a table people can bring to sell goods or wares in Heritage Park, and they'll have other areas, but they're also bringing community groups to, so fire, EMS, OPP are coming to do, you know, tables and demonstrations and information as well. We also have stuff for the kids, so we have balloon art again, face painting. We're having a reptile display coming, so in the park, so for the kids and adults that are interested in that. And then we're gonna try, I believe Jillian with the museum is gonna have the scavenger hunt, so to kind of get people going all the way through and to visit the different activities in that. So we'll get more information. We have our rec committee meeting on Monday. So there'll be more hashtag about what the rec committee is doing with their trunk sale to support what's going on with the museum as well.
And we do have live music for the Fall Fest as well. So Steve Moran and Annie McClellan are coming, and Steve Moran is going to be our auctioneer for our kind face
That's gonna be,
fundraiser.
that's gonna be a fun auction.
Yes. So we may have heard that someone else in politics may be interested in helping us with that, but I haven't had anything confirmed yet.
For which one was that?
Having the pie thrown in their face.
We have to send out some invitations.
Yes.
Which day is that one on? Sorry.
So that's September 14th, which is a Saturday,
Yeah, I thought
and
it
it's
was
9
on
AM
that
to
list.
2
You
PM.
are on that list.
Yeah,
So I'll be here for both events in August and September, but I do a role with the fire department end, but so I'll just write that on the sheet that I can fill in wherever.
That's perfect.
I know what chair you could fill in on.
I'm already volunteered, so.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so we're short the daily, you up there for that day? Pie? Could be tasty.
Jillian, what's on this barbecue tickets, one barbecue
Look at it.
tickets, two, what's the difference?
Nothing, just so that there's space for two people to write in their names, just so that there's not someone that is there alone.
Okay, so,
If we only get one person, it'll be okay, just because it'll be right next to where the fire
I'll
department's
do
doing the
that. I'll do
barbecuing.
that.
Perfect.
And I'll be there anyway.
I thought you weren't gonna be there on that date,
We won't be.
August 18th?
Oh, right, no, that's, no, I won't.
I know, I have to find someone else to go in the hardware store.
Yeah. You're gonna have to find some old guy who knows what all those implements are.
I'm not old, so I'll-
Blacksmith will be set up right next to the hardware store if that helps encourage anybody.
Well, Bob Bartlett will be right close anyway, so
Yes.
if he needs any advice, especially on the forge stuff. Whoever volunteers for it.
Yes. And we have
Is that
a
on
few
Heritage Day
offers of
or the-
volunteers.
Is that on Heritage Day or?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep,
I
I,
probably would have some answers too.
yeah, so that's it for my report, unless anyone has any questions.
Did you have anything for the gift shop?
Oh, sorry, I did have someone reach out and ask about, selling her products in the gift shop. I asked her for a price list and I haven't received anything yet, so we'll defer that until I receive something.
Heritage Day, I'm here. Fall Fest, I'm not. No, Fall Fest.
Yes.
Okay, right. So I'll do hardware store.
So I had amended the agenda and added on, may have noticed, roofing repairs for the museum office building in Candy's store. So we just wanted to let, the museum, board know that there was a leak that was detected, I guess maybe a month or so ago, in one of the storage rooms. So, they did a makeshift repair in the moment, but it's not something that can be left, you know, on, in the long term. So, this week, the township did receive a quote to do a more permanent, repair of just that area, or to do a full roof repair. So the information will go to, council on Tuesday when we have our council meeting. That agenda will be amended, shortly or tomorrow to let council know that this is gonna be coming. So council can make a determination of what, will happen, which way they want to go, which direction. But we wanted to let the museum board know that this would need to, is gonna come forward as well, so that you had some talk and input about what you may want to see happen with it as well.
How old is it?
Is it 12 years?
I'm thinking 12 years.
Yeah, Chris was gonna try to look into some paperwork. She was busy doing another project today, so she wasn't able to look back in the records to see. But it's not something that can be left, so it does have to get immediate repair, whether it's the piece that's done or the entire roof that's done. There's also not some eaves trough, or, and I'm probably not saying the right wording that's on there, so the water's just falling off of it, and not in the way that it should be. So it's collecting, causing, you know, more damage than it should be.
Just to reassure you that the storage room is okay. The leak was going into a different area. So it hasn't affected any of the artifacts that are in that building.
So is that spot like the temporary fix that they did, is it keeping the water out of it for now?
As far as I can tell, it's been doing a good job. We haven't noticed any further deterioration.
You know, the Flex Seal commercials, the spray,
Yeah.
it works. But they do commercial buildings when they're changing HVAC, and those guys carry it everywhere. So if you ever need it, Canadian Tire has to spray the area until it's fixed. Yeah, it works.
Okay.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to make a tape out of it, or load it with that duct tape like the guy is. but
Well, the last commercial, he made an airboat, a complete green airboat,
Yeah,
and sprayed it and went out onto the
yeah,
bayou with it.
yeah.
I wouldn't have done that.
No.
Anyway,
No, but anyway, I know the spray works. I know guys that.
I use it at home a little bit.
Yeah.
Places.
Through the chair, Kim, what's the staff's recommendation?
It's more a matter, it's gonna come to council because it wasn't a budgeted item, so a report will have to come to council from staff about what they want to do going forward, so.
So there's no recommendation whether we just repair or replace for what? Council, so there's no recommendation from staff whether to repair or replace the whole roof.
Well, something will have to be done, it'll all come down to cost and what they want to do on it.
You have a quote for the whole roof.
Yes,
Yeah, the quote for the whole roof is under 10,000. So.
yeah,
But that's gotta go to council.
But it still has to go to
council right now.
So,
Yeah.
okay, so this is,
yeah, I would, I think
yeah.
that's why it has to go to council, I think, first,
Yeah.
Steve.
So that's fine. I just wanted to know if there was a staff recommendation that's gonna be going to council, whether it would be the entire roof or just a repair.
well, my recommendation, because I've done a number of roofs in my life, would be to replace the roof because apparently there's no ice and water around the edges.
I'll try to be at that council meeting.
And I think that's why they wanted it brought here, what, you know.
Yeah.
The board would want is whether to do a temporary, then you may have to go back in a few years and have, it could potentially be somewhere else. Or to just do everything all at once so that council can have that information from the two board members here now when they go to council to have that discussion. So,
It's a two-option quote.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect, good.
So, but yeah, apparently there's no ice and water under.
Thank you.
And, it should be brought up to date anyway. In my opinion, this is my recommendation to council is going to be to replace the roof. But that's just my opinion as a councillor, so. For the cost and for, and I do things like, what is our annual cost of ownership for that piece? You know, I do the same thing with heavy equipment. You know, what is our annual cost of ownership to do it? So if we do a repair in the last 5 years, and it costs us, say, $3,000, or for $6,000, we can do the whole thing and it'll last 25 years. The annual cost of ownership to the ratepayers is considerably less. So you take the hit now,
Yeah.
deal with it.
And it makes sense anyway, so it's sort of gonna, if it's leaking one place, it's gonna start someplace else.
Well, the damage that it could cause, you know, because the stuff that's in there is irreplaceable.
I agree with you. That's why I was asking what the staff recommendation was, that's gonna be going to council, but if it's a two-part for council to.
Oh, it will be, sorry, it generally is. Do we repair it or do we replace it, you know, so. Anyway,
Yeah, well. Anything that's getting on, I don't remember that being done like 12 years ago. So I would guess it's probably older.
I
No?
think so.
I don't think, no, I don't remember it being done either, but that doesn't mean it wasn't done.
No, it just means.
Remember
it
they
goes-
did the church, did everything?
I'll
Well-
know once Chris looks at the records.
Yeah.
We'll have a better idea for
Yeah.
next.
and we should be looking at, because it is shingles, we should be looking at potential warranty as well, so. You know,
Well,
if it's a certified installer,
yeah,
that's an option also. Because if it is a faulty roof or faulty shingles, then there's a potential for getting that repaired done. Now, I get it, it'll be prorated.
Yeah. with no ice and water shield underneath.
You're not gonna get anything. No. It's just,
I mean, that's right there, that's the reason to do it.
That's right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Anything else? Okay, so I get a motion to adjourn. Okay. Started it, well, nobody wants to leave.
Was it real quick straw?
Yeah, I saw that. So moved by Dave, seconded by Rob, that the board meeting is hereby adjourned at 6:59.
Yeah.
6:59 PM. The next meeting will be held August the 7th, 2024 at 6:30 PM. All in favor?